Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. We are the Hologrumps. I am Colum.
And I'm Liam.
And we're here today to talk to you about the news that Temuera Morrison may actually be coming back to play Boba Fett in the new Mandalorian Season 2. But before we get into the details of that, if we could get you to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and as always, comment below because we do really appreciate the comments as well.
So, this news was broken by The Hollywood Reporter last Friday, informing the entire world that Temuera Morrison is back. And funny enough, we were actually just discussing this recently about how much we'd love to see him back playing, perhaps, well, we were thinking the role of Rex, but they threw a double in there. They have him playing Boba Fett. So, Colin, what do you think of this news?
It's a welcome addition. Now, there has been this whole hype up to maybe Boba Fett is still alive. There was a very small scene in Mandalorian where we see 2 feet. It could have been the main villain, to be honest. It could have been the main villain of season 1, but there's a lot of people hoping because of a lot of minor details that a lot of other YouTubers have noticed that it might have been Boba Fett.
There were 2 giveaways. There were the spur sound effects that, of course, we heard in Empire Strikes Back when Boba Fett walks onto the scene with Darth Vader. But then there was also another more subtle hint that not as many people picked up on, but when this said villain or whoever walks into the scene, you hear this type of beeping sound, which was in fact the beeping sound that you hear in A New Hope when Boba Fett walks past the screen. So they threw 2 things in there.
Now with Temuera Morrison, I'm sure he's in great shape for his age. How do you think that'll translate over to Boba Fett? Do you think they'll get a body double, he'll be the voice and head? Or do you think they'll just get a body double and he'll be the voice? Or he'll do everything?
So that's kind of a loaded question when you think about who he could be playing. He could potentially be playing Rex and Boba Fett, in which case, if you take the cloning aging into account, they could use 2 different actors for the parts. So they could have a body double playing a physically younger looking Boba Fett, and then they could have Temuera Morrison himself playing Captain Rex. It would be a very clever way that they could use this. So if they wanted to have this span over about 10, 15 years, it's hard to know. But I'd say they probably would just go with the stunt double approach, because just like Pedro Pascal, he spends half the time not even in the suit.
Which is I always found kind of funny, Well, I wasn't there for that episode. I love that idea.
The episode where they go to that planet.
Our least favorite episode.
Yeah, the one directed by
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah, that's the one. And she said, well, Pedro Pascal wasn't even on the set for any of that.
I love it. I love it. Now, with the whole issue of Rex, how likely do you think it'll be that they'll add him in? Because he is very tied to the character of Ahsoka Tano, who we know is coming back. Do you think he'll be a withered old man, or do you think he'll be in his prime? Or
I think Dave Filoni is very attached to these characters, Rex and Ahsoka. And recently he actually put some fan art up on his Twitter banner of Rex and Ahsoka going through the desert. So I'd say it's very likely he has the 2 of them in mind, and what better way to bring Rex in than having the inspiration for his character, Temuera Morrison. The thing relating to his age. Now, this is a very interesting topic. There's no real clear set guideline for how quickly the clones age. So he could be aged anywhere between 75 and 35, potentially, when you think about how old the clones are.
Except for the fact that in Rebels he has a full white beard.
Well, Colin, people are allowed to go grey before they reach even their 30s. Would you not agree?
Yeah.
So, even in Rebels, he looks older. He could, you see, it's not set in stone what age he is. But even if he was 75, it still wouldn't matter. Like, he can still be a great marksman.
Still in the age bracket. It's not as if it's.
He could be aged 10, 15 years up, or he could be aged 10 years backwards. So he's kind of the right age to do that. And it's especially when you think about what happened to Ben Kenobi. When he was a very old 60-year-old man, or he was like 55 or something.
He was like 55 by the time of
by
the time of the movies. But the last point I want to make on this, because it's a short video, the last point I want to make on this is that this almost has me worried. I mean, we're making speculation videos. I'm afraid to hype myself up too much. You know, with recent news and with recent Star Wars, I'm very scared to hype myself up so much that this could be lackluster. And I hope it isn't.
All these companies like Star Wars, Star Trek, all them, they never miss an opportunity to miss another opportunity. And every time you build yourself up waiting for something great to happen or speculating that something great will happen, you get a Ryan Johnson that comes in and says, sorry guys, your stupid fan theories. I'm just too afraid to get invested in case we get a repeat of that. And interesting.
I'm worried that you know, I'm putting in all this time personally into thinking about the newest series, and Mandalorian is something I actually want to get back and watch again because it's that good. And I very rarely do that. I'm very much a person who says, no, I've seen it once, I don't need to see it again. There's very few things that I will watch again. Mandalorian is actually up there on that list. It's that good. And I do hope that season 2 doesn't tarnish that reputation in my mind. And this news that all these great actors are coming on board, it's fantastic. It is. It's absolutely fantastic that they're getting people who, in my mind, suit the roles. Because obviously, it's the guy who played him, so it makes sense.
They're doing a really good job of getting suitable actors and actresses. Like, we have another casting announcement that has been broken is Katee Sackhoff, that everyone will probably know from Battlestar Galactica, has been cast as Bo-Katan, who everyone might know or may not know from the series Clone Wars. She was a member of Death Watch and the sister of Satine. So, we will leave the video there. We might make a video regarding aging of clones or something or other, who knows. But if you have any interest in us covering a certain topic, make sure to leave a comment down below because we will read them and we will respond to them. So, for the Hologrumps, I'm Liam.
And I'm Colum.
Remember, existence is futile.